Hello, my name is Crystal and I'm your Hope Catalyst. Today I'm going to be talking about guilt. And if you're yet to subscribe to this channel, please do subscribe and don't forget to turn on your notification button so you don't get to miss anything at all. Like I said, I'm going to be talking about guilt. And guilt, because guilt is that emotion that applies or, kind of talks to our sense of right or wrong. Sometimes you get to do things that you probably regret, or you do things that people make you feel like you're doing the wrong thing. And because you have that feeling, you start having a feeling of guilt. It is that emotion that comes as a result of, have I done something right? Have I done something wrong? And sometimes it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's probably that thing that, will urge you to think in the right direction of something that you should be doing that you're not doing. Sometimes people make you to just feel guilty over nothing. And it's probably not that thing you should bother yourself about. So there have been a lot of things that have happened to me, and I've felt probably guilty at some point, and then I just literally just tell myself, I'm on the right direction, and as a result of that, I tend not to bother. In this video, I'm literally going to be telling you or sharing with you how you should deal with guilt in case you're having that feeling and it's eating you up and it's something that you need to address. The feeling of feeling guilty will not just go away. It has to be addressed, it has to be taken care of so that you can get your life back. Usually when people don't address their guilt, it makes them depressed, it makes them unhappy, and they can't live their best life. So if you're thinking of living your best life and you're thinking to take charge of your own life and you currently have unresolved guilt, it's a good time for you to start thinking about how you're going to address it. When my kids had to go to the boarding house, I felt pretty guilty that I was sending, the young angels to the boarding house for someone else to manage and all of that. And that really made me feel bad. And I had to come to a place of acceptance and knowing that I was doing the right thing. But there have also been other times when I've done wrong things and I feel guilty or sad for not doing those or for doing those things. And I just want to fix it. The first thing that I'm going to tell you, if you're currently going through unresolved guilt, is to become aware of that thing that is eating you up and you're guilty of. Because it's impossible for you to not know what it is and then you're thinking of addressing it. If you have an issue, you first need to be aware of it and then you know what you need to do about it. So the first step is really becoming aware of what is making you feel guilty. Because when you do know what it is, then you know whether it's positive or it's just something that you shouldn't bother yourself about. If or you probably know that it's genuine and it's something you have to deal with, but you need to become very, very aware of it. The second thing that I'm going to be saying is for you to forgive yourself. Give yourself permission to be human. A lot of times I think we just want to be superstars and we forget that we are human beings. And that kind of takes over us and doesn't allow us to give ourselves the permission to just be human being. And really I call it permission to be a human being. And once you are human, you know that you have things that you need to deal with, and it's easier for you to forgive yourself. There have been times that it has been very tough for me to forgive myself, but at the times when I'm able to give myself that permission and then, seek to forgive myself, then I realize that I'm able to move on. If you have become aware and you're forgiving yourself, then the next step might be to replace the thing. Sometimes you might need to ask for forgiveness if it's against someone else. You might need to walk up to the person and see how to apologize for something that you've done wrongly and be genuinely sorry for it. Because sometimes you just apologize for apologizing sake and we are really not sorry. I remember watching a movie, and in that movie, someone was having a disorder and she was asked to apologize to her brother. and she wasn't going to apologize, but she was told that if she should apologize, she would get a reward. So basically, what she did was she still went with the mind of winning, and she went on ahead to just go and apologize to the brother just so she can win the prize. You might need to challenge also perfectionism, because we hold ourselves to a very high standard and we are not meeting up sometimes to those standards. We find out that we become guilty. Oh, I promised that I was going to deliver the job by 8 p.m. and it's 8:30 p.m. I'm unable to, maybe because there are genuine reasons why you're unable to, and then you just want to kill yourself over that, and that makes you feel guilty. Oh, I missed the deadline. Oh, I'm affecting this person in a wrong way. And because of that, you just really lose the sense of who you are and you become guilty. While that is, a bad thing, because probably people have linked their own timings to that, you also don't want to kill yourself because you have this very high standard, and it's important for you to be able to deal with it and not allow the guilt to kill you. So remember that firstly, you need to be aware. If you're very aware, you're likely to understand what it is that you're being guilty of, or that is making you guilty, and that helps you to address it. Also, for you to forgive yourself. If you don't allow yourself to be human, who is going to give you that permission? And then thirdly, for you to know that you're sorry, apologize, and especially when you are wrong. I hope that this video helps you to deal with that unresolved guilt. A lot of us are still walking the, shores of everywhere with the burden of that guilt. And the earlier you deal with it, the better for you. If you know also someone that is dealing with unresolved guilt, kindly share this video with them, because I know it will go a long way to help them to deal with their guilt. Thank you and have a good day.